Along the path we parted ways. I walk the night, you tread the day, and we forgot we slept in knots all on the Sunset Coast. We shared our meals, we shared our songs, by candlelight or by the sun. I know you've sung 1,000 more, all since the time you've gone.
Hello everyone, this is Chad Redding here with Ruck Rabbit Outdoors, and I'm here with my friend and
everybody,
I guess you could say patron.
I wouldn't say that, I'd say colleague.
Colleague, Fred.
Yes.
Jay Hercules of Opossum Pouch Soft Goods. So this weekend we were supposed to do a class.
We were supposed to do the Gather Thing tarp making class,
and nobody came.
Between rain and everything else, it sort of fell apart on us.
Right.
But we were here.
We were here. We were ready to go in case somebody else just decided to show up.
We just like the Gather Thing. We have a firm rule: we don't cancel. We don't cancel things at Opossum Pouch Soft Goods.
So, what did we got to talking when I got here yesterday, and that was Friday. Today's.
It's late Saturday evening.
Saturday evening, like almost 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
We've been hard at work for the last 2 days.
Yes.
Very much so.
So with the class falling apart, we got to talking, and I had mentioned wanting to work on a version of the 10th Mountain Ruck. And it's kind of snowballed.
Right. And the 10th Mountain Ruck, for those who don't know, is actually a ski and mountain pack that is designed after the European Bergen.
Yes.
Which is used by Norway, basically all the Scandinavian and Germanic countries.
Invented in Sweden, I think.
Yep.
And then widely adopted in Norway, which Sweden and Norway have long been close friends.
So the Bergen is this bad boy right here. Now this one, the frame has been taken off. He took it off the frame so we could use it as a reference. And this pack's pretty old, right?
Yeah, this one's probably from the early 50s.
Yep.
It's in great shape for being that old, but it needs some help.
Yeah, so he's going to fix this up and make it look better. But as you can see, it's pretty cavernous inside. How many liters would you say this is?
The Bergen's every bit of 35 liters.
Yep.
Maybe even more, but certainly 35.
So this is typically what you would wear when you would go to the mountains and ski and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never had the Bergen. I always had a Lafuma as a kid. I always wanted a Bergen.
Grab the Lafuma.
So
this pack was one of our inspirations. All these packs we're pulling off is what we kind of were snowballing and
so
kind of
we started with the 10th Mountain Ruck, and we're going to do it in a second, but we also got to talking about packs we had as a kid, and I said I always had a Lafuma. I'd been through several of them, had several stolen, one lost. Yada yada. I recently traded a guy out of this. I went to the Central Ohio Bushcraft. I don't know what
year it was.
Yeah, I don't know what year it was. But he's calling it something different.
And a Lafuma is a French military pack.
This is the actual French military pack. It's like the Sac de or something like that. I'm not French, so I can't pronounce it. But it was used in the French-Algerian War in the 50s.
Okay.
So
that
this was my major influence because this is a pack I love.
And remember these pockets.
Yeah, these pockets are very nicely tailored.
Yep.
It's one of the things I always liked about the pack. Being someone who sews, I always appreciated how well made this pack was, even for being French.
Our other inspiration was this good old bad boy here. Good old Alice pack.
So everybody probably knows, if you know anything about OPSG, the Alice pack is always an influence in my shop because every pack I make is designed to go on an Alice pack frame.
Yep.
Just because I want folks to be able to use a frame or not use it. My packs are always designed to also go off frame, but they will work on or off an Alice pack frame.
So that was pretty much the feature.
We also got, part of the Alice pack was also the same thing that we got out of the 10th Mountain, which was this
lid. Okay. So, the 10th Mountain.
Here, I was going to throw that over.
Yeah, it's all right. We got it. Is this pack here. Well, another one we also looked at was this one, which is the German Alpine Ruck. okay, which is a really good Ruck. It has kind of the same pockets
Yeah.
as the Lafuma. However, though, the pockets are pass-through, as you can see.
Yeah.
And this is an older one. I guess this is, I don't know, maybe late 40s, early 50s.
I'd say that's early 50s.
This is German. This is German issue. I added the paracord, of course, because
with the stitching being a nylon or a polyester stitching, it's probably a late 50s.
So this is an older one because
50s.
it has the actual leather buckles.
Yeah, and this is nylon, so this is definitely probably a 50s era.
Yep. So we'll put that back up there, and there's a reason why. And the other one, which was our biggest inspiration.
This was where it all started, which was the 10th Mountain Ruck.
Yep, and that's this one right here. Now, this does not look like your typical 10th Mountain Ruck that everybody sees or knows, because this is a second generation 10th Mountain Ruck. It's like an improved version. So this is from 1952.
I want to point out something too. This pack here also shares a lot of that tailoring to the pockets. Not so much the body of the pockets, but definitely on the lid.
The square.
And
the square lid.
that tailoring line that you see there, that gives these lids structure, and that's important. That's why we wanted to mention that. So that's part of the Lafuma does that very well with the pocket, but it doesn't do it on the lids. The 10th Mountain Ruck is exactly the opposite.
And what I like about this 10th Mountain Ruck is this particular one is there's a zipper underneath this, under a protective weather thing, a weather flap. On the World War II 10th Mountain, the zipper's on the bottom underneath.
One thing I do want to stress on this pack that Chad and I both talked about is how big it is. This is a very large pack, right? This is a military infantryman's pack. Any of you guys are in the military know it's nothing for Uncle Sam to strap 80, 85 pounds on you and say, schlep it through the desert. So Uncle Sam's been doing that to our guys since the Revolutionary War.
And this thing is designed to carry 2 skis, a Garand rifle.
Yeah, it's big.
And a huge sleeping bag, and what other else gear you want. Also, this is an external frame.
Right.
Which is a different type of frame, which is very similar to the Bergen, as you can see here. So, we went through these packs, we picked features we liked.
We spent hours talking about what we liked about them, what we didn't like about them.
Yep.
When we were looking at it. So that's kind of how we diverged, is we started talking about doing the 10th Mountain Ruck in a modern day sort of an homage reproduction, right? Where we adapted a little bit, made it work today. And then that expanded, well, what I don't like about this pack, well, what I like about that pack is this, but what I would like to see is something I see on this other pack. And I have a whole library of packs here. Chad had a whole library of packs in his truck.
Yeah, and at home.
So the next pack kept coming. The next pack would come out. And the next pack would come out. They just all kept coming out to reference.
So what did we come up with? Okay, what did we come up with?
Yeah, what was
these 2 packs here, which are prototypes, are what we came up with. And this is going to be available to you guys. Maybe not exactly like this, but essentially like this.
I will say this: they will probably be very nearly exact. And what I mean is, we had so much good data from the packs and actually having them here, and we took our time and we were able to go back and forth to the drawing board and reference and brainstorm really well. And we have, I'd say, a 98% ready production.
Right. And this, as you can see, the one on the right, the green one, is mounted on an Alice frame. The one on the back is not mounted on an Alice frame. This is a soft mount.
And both are ready to be deployed. You could put both on and carry them into the wind.
Absolutely. Right, and you can see that's the soft mount. So, as you can see, like all the OPSG packs, they will all accept an Alice frame, which is what this flap here is for. These are the OPSG version of the Alice,
which I do say are very comfortable
straps.
I believe they're probably some of the most comfortable straps.
And that's what this mounting plate is for. You go to the side of the pack, and you remember the pockets on the Lafuma and on the German Alpine Ruck.
And the 10th Mountain.
And the 10th Mountain.
So we kept the Lafuma. Now, the Lafuma pockets are a balloon pocket.
Yep.
And the German Alpine Ruck are a balloon pocket that is applique on, so it's a pass-through. I hate pass-through pockets because from a tailoring standpoint, they're a nightmare. And they're secondarily a nightmare because they take more wear and tear and more abuse. They're harder to keep on the pack as far as longevity goes. So we went with the 10th Mountain Ruck version of the collapsible pocket that really just is stellar on this pack.
So how big is that pocket? It doesn't look real big there.
That pocket's very big.
So we'll swing it around to this side. And what we have here is
When you open it up,
a 48-ounce water bottle.
will fit in the pocket.
Will fit inside that pocket. I have a 750 milliliter Snow Peak pot that I put at the bottom of that water bottle.
And it fits very snugly.
It fits very snugly.
So,
I think you're going to address
what we're going
that.
to do is we're going to add a 1/2 inch of space to that pocket. That's it. That's all we need to do to accommodate what I'd say is probably about the biggest bottle and pot you could hope to put in.
Yeah, and that is a huge bottle.
We're going to add essentially a 1/4 inch to either side, and that's going to solve it. That's going to let you put that big ass or very big bottle.
That is a big water bottle.
That's going to let you put that big water bottle and the pot to fit it inside that pocket,
which will nest
and
inside
get it in
there.
and out, no problem.
So, on the front, and we're going to address this here in a minute. That's actually my favorite part of this pack. Based on another pack that we don't have, which is the Swedish salt and pepper pack.
Yeah, the old Swiss, not Swedish, the Swiss.
Sorry about that.
Salt and pepper bags from the 50s and 60s. And they were very popular here in the 70s, 80s, and very early 90s, and then they all dried up.
And you have this nice size front pocket.
From the Swiss packs, we pulled, not only partially pulled the collapsible pocket idea, we pulled this whole front pocket idea, and we pulled the lids from that pack as well, because I really love the way the lids on that pack work.
Yep, and it's a very good, generous size pocket. I have a canteen in there. My titanium canteen is inside there. This lid, as you can see, is basically all but a direct copy of the 10th Mountain zippered pocket.
Now, in the production model,
as you can see,
the lid is going to shrink just about 1.5 inches because really right now, in my opinion, as the tailor, it is a little too long. Chad really likes it that long because he puts a tarp under his lid and uses
as you can
his
see
lid.
like that.
So he requested it be that long. I went ahead and tried it on my version of the pack, which was going to be the production type.
Yep.
And I don't love it. I don't like the way it makes my product look. So it's going to receive some tailoring. I might tuck it in. I might shorten it. I don't know, but it's going to change just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but it's still a very long, generous lid. For your Ruck. The inside of the Ruck.
It's okay, I got it.
The main part of the Ruck is probably, I don't know, what would you call it?
So the main body of the Ruck is essentially a direct copy of the Bergen.
And that's what?
So
how many liters would you say this Ruck is in the main body?
In the main body, I'd say this Ruck is every bit of 35 liters.
Which is a lot. I mean, you probably got with these huge pockets.
I consider 30 to 35 liters the ideal woodsman's pack.
Yeah.
The reason why is that size pack, you can hike in 10 miles, carry enough food for 4 or 5 days. Between that and foraging and fishing maybe and other things, you could stay a week or 10 days.
I could easily do an overnight with this pack. This is perfectly good size.
Out of a pack this size, I could definitely do a 3 to 5 day winter run.
So my favorite feature about this pack is this here. And that is
something I'm probably the most proud of too.
We
beat our heads against the wall trying to figure out how to put tools.
Because it's very important for me. Anybody who knows me is I love hatchets and axes, and I love a pack that I can carry my hatchet and axe easily. Now, I've carried a hatchet or axe in the German Alpine pack with the pass-through pockets, which makes it harder to get a water bottle in.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anytime you're using a pass-through pocket, you're overstressing the pocket from a tailoring standpoint and how it's mounted. But the other thing you're doing is you're always fighting for real estate between the tool behind the pocket, the stuff in the pocket, and whatever you're putting in the bag.
And I love also carrying my silky saw. So as somebody who backpacks in, I go a couple miles in. The largest silky saw I usually carry is the Silky Big Boy, which unfolded is very large. Behind this hatchet is a slip pocket that will pretty much accept.
Here, let me help you.
Yeah,
You can't do that.
yeah, it's hard to do with one
I'm just
hand.
sitting there like a bump on a log watching you.
But you can see it will easily accept that.
Gonna pull the lip up. And
Yeah,
slide
this
back
is
down.
this has just been made, so it's a little stiff. But it will easily accept that saw. Now, the next big size of the big boy is the Katana Boy. And the Katana Boy would definitely fit inside there. It would stick up a little bit, but it would fit in there. The other thing that we had is
I want to add this. That will accept any well-made, nice wooden takedown saw, like.
Oh yeah, it will
like Self-Reliance Outfitters used to sell.
It will definitely accept a collapsible buck saw. Also, we'll get there to that.
Okay.
Also, it will definitely take like probably one of those small backpacking chairs.
What I love is there's two of them. So you have your saw and you have your axe in one set of those slips.
Yeah, you essentially have
Yeah, I want to.
two sets of slip pads,
Yeah, you have them
pockets.
over here. So essentially,
This is a slip. This is the slip pocket. That is closed at the bottom.
It's made exactly like the other side.
Yep. So
It's a mirror image.
whichever side you want to put it on. On the outside are axe loops, which you can see. We'll take this hatchet
And
very easily.
I want to give Chad a lot of credit for the saw and the hatchet or axe mounts. I was racking my brain about how to do it, and Chad really gave a lot of good information and a lot of good insight, and really steered the thought process on those himself. I was just going to put a couple saw slips on it and a couple axe collars and call it a day. I'm much more pleased with the way these came out.
And what's nice about it,
the tools don't slop around. They don't fight for real estate with what's inside the bag because of the way they're sewed on. It solved a lot of problems, and I'm just very happy with it solving.
and the nice thing about it is where it's positioned at the kind of that corner of the pack is it's very well balanced.
Yeah, so being based on the Bergen design, there's a very deep D-shaped bottom in it with a slight relief curve in the back, which is one of the reasons why it rides so well on your back, even with or without a frame, because the Bergens always did. But that bottom, in the way that we position these, it put those saw sleeves and axe collars right on the corners of that D where it starts to turn and officially become the sides.
So unlike the other packs that I have that have a axe sleeve in the middle of the back of the body,
Which is incidentally only enough room for one tool.
yes,
I wanna
it
stress
makes
that.
it heavy. It makes it very heavy in the back, like it will pull down on you.
Yeah, it pulls on your back.
And you
Pulls
don't
you
have that with
backwards.
this.
These kind of pull you straight down. Like if there's any pull to it, it's straight down to your feet.
Yeah. So
Like-
this one will take, and this is probably, if you don't mind, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
This is probably the largest axe you would want to carry on your back if you're going any mileage in the woods, and that is a boy's axe. And as you can see, it readily accepts the boy's axe. Now there's no saw behind that. Yeah, I could still get my saw back behind that and try and wiggle that back and forth a little. Put that back in and wiggle it back and
Hold
forth.
on.
So he's going to put the saw in there.
Let's. I love the fact that you mentioned it, and I want to show it because I think this is kind of really one of the best features.
And these are giant tools.
So
These
that's
are
a
big tools.
That's a big saw, and again, watch how little it fights for real estate.
and it just drops right in. I mean, no
So
problem.
this is not affecting how the internal load is. It's not affecting how much you can get in here at all because of the way the saw slip and the axe slip are designed.
And if you grab the bottom of the axe and move it around, it holds really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
doesn't-
not going to go anywhere. Now, what I like about it is, unlike the side mount on the Alpine Ruck, the German Alpine Ruck, it's close to your body. This is actually, there's plenty of distance between the back of your body and the long handle of the axe.
There's every bit of probably 8 inches between
Right.
the back corner of the pack where the shoulder mount is and the handle.
And
There's
this
every
pack
bit
is nowhere near filled. But you can see there's plenty of room. Even though it hangs down, when it's on my back, and you guys will see this when I start using this pack, it will not touch my back or my legs or anything. It's very maneuverable when it's mounted on. And that's even with the no frame, okay? So you add the frame, it adds even more agility. But you see how well the axe just draws right out. You see how well this draws right out. You know, all your tools are available. Whether you carry an axe and saw combo like I do, or you're carrying the collapsible chairs
One
for
of the packs-
backpacking.
one of the packs was currently in my repertoire. This is probably going to replace it. Was my Wildcrafter pack, which I designed because of when I was a kid, and I called it the Wildcrafter because I used to go root digging, used to go wild foraging and stuff all the time as a kid. Ginseng, bloodroot,
Any of that
kind of
stuff.
stuff.
This
Yellow
will
root.
easily take a small shovel.
Yeah, so what I designed the Wildcrafter because I wanted to carry an axe, a saw, a shovel, and either a cooking irons or a squirrel cooker or a fishing pole, and this will do that. This will do exactly what the but there's no. So in the Wildcrafter, I had the pass through pockets, which wasn't my speed at all because I hate pass through pockets. Like I said, I was constantly finding that they were getting overly stressed, they were becoming a weak point. Like for instance, the way this pocket here was designed, we was able to tie this pocket into the main seam of the back of the pack. Like that's tied in, so that pocket is stitched down on the front body, and then it's also stitched down in the main seam. That pocket's reinforced inside that seam 3 times over. That pocket's not busting open.
Oh, no. No. And what's nice about these tool sleeves, we'll just call them tool sleeves because that's
Yeah.
exactly what they are, because you can put whatever you want in there.
Yeah, I'm good. That's a
Is
great
they're
terminology.
simple and they're elegant. I mean, it's a handsome looking pack. It's beautiful, you know. And I'm not saying that because I designed it, but it's very, from an aesthetic point of view, is beautiful looking for a pack, and it's very, very functional. And
And
you know,
Chad sewed this one himself. That was part of that was
Yeah.
part of the weekend, right? We were supposed to sew tarps. And even Chad, who's not an experienced sewer, was supposed to sew his own tarp.
Yeah.
Well, he actually sewed his own pack.
yeah.
He helped design his own pack.
Yeah, and it was fun. And what I like about it is, on the inside, I have a German sleeping pad, which is basically a foam pad. So if you wanted to, you could just put a foam pad at the right size behind you if you don't want to use an Alice frame. So, and that's on the inside, makes it very stiff and straight because of the way this back is designed. Let's flip yours around here. So we'll walk over here and turn it around. So here I'll show you guys how.
So I got these
how
weights holding the strap so it doesn't tip over.
Yeah.
Because the Alice frame doesn't sit the way I'd like it to display, so I had to weight it.
So as you can see, it readily accepts an Alice frame. And as you can see, the straps are mounted to the frame.
So I make my straps almost identical to Alice pack straps, except for I want them to be more comfortable, and that's where their differences lie. So these mount up to the pack just like an Alice pack strap would.
And you have this leather mounting position here
Yeah,
to attach it to the frame.
just like an Alice pack, it attaches at the top, but I add that to keep it from slopping outward.
Also, on the bottom of the pack, I'm going to pull these out. You just flip that over.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we can show the bottom.
On the bottom of the pack,
Yeah. Let's tip this one over.
tip
'cause it
that
wants
one
to
over. 'cause
Tip over anyway.
That's easy. We have bedroll mounting points. So whether you want to use leather straps or paracord or anything like that, and you can see how generous this pocket is. It's stuffed with rags, but we wanted to give you guys the size. And what's nice is it rides high on the Alice frame, so when you put your bedroll, you could even probably put an MSS carrier on there.
Oh yeah,
if you're inclined to.
So one thing I get asked a lot is, why don't you just extend the pack, since you're designing them anyway? Why don't you just extend them to the bottom of the Alice pack frame? Well, there's really a major reason for that. Is if you can leave about 4 inches or more, you still have all the pack you want, and you can leave about 4 inches or more here at the bottom. You can still use the Alice pack shelf, which that's a major factor, because if you're putting the shelf on here and you carry this in the woods with the shelf, now you can dismount the pack and you can use it to carry firewood. You can use it to
whatever else.
So you can use it as a loadout frame.
Yep.
But the other key reason for that is if you leave 3 or 4 inches of space here at the bottom, when you mount your roll, and whether you're carrying an MSS, which is heavy, an MSS is heavy.
Yes.
A wool blanket system like I carry, which is heavy, doesn't matter what you're carrying.
Whatever you want to put on the bottom there, tarp, whatever.
You can strap through here, put your roll there, and then you can bring your straps around the frame, strap your roll and all, not only to the pack, but to the frame. And when you mount a roll like that, you will find that the sloppy, shifty annoyingness,
smacking you in the back is not there.
The dangling bedroll syndrome, all that stuff is gone, because you're also adding that load not just to the pack but to the frame.
So I'm going to show this because you can see it. You can see the arc to the
you can see the relief. So
to the actual tool sleeve or axe sleeve, you can see the extra strength that's there. And what's nice also is having that slip pocket back there. That also backs it up, makes it stronger. And when your axe head is riding on the top, it won't wear into your pack.
No, it won't.
So this thing is crazy strong. It has reinforcement all around it. And that's another nice thing too. The pockets actually reinforce the pack.
Yeah, so by doing all this pockets on the front and the way, so we only had 30 inches of front panel. So the front panel of the pack becomes both the front of the pack and the sides. And we only had 30 inches of real estate there to put pockets on, axe slips on, and everything. So this is loaded all the way around with features, but most of these all of these pockets around here, it covers almost every bit. So you can see there's only about an inch of fabric. There's a ½ inch between this pocket and the slip.
Yep.
And then there's a ½ inch between the slip and this pocket.
And the nice thing is, if you don't use these pockets, as you can see, this is
flat. They just collapse away.
And then this will collapse flat too. So, and you can see that on this one here. So
right. And so the going
that's very flat.
Right, it just collapses down. And then going back to this, so what but by doing these collapsible pockets and extending them all the way down to the base of that panel, they add a section of reinforcing. So you're actually sewing through sometimes 4 layers of cloth right there.
Yeah.
So that seam being double stitched in, that's super strong.
So that will so you essentially have a reinforced bottom.
Yeah, we sew everything. I sew everything in the shop with UV resistant bonded polyester.
And as you can see, with the third pocket, essentially in the non-Alice carry position.
Yeah, what I would call the soft.
Yeah, I just put that down.
I know.
He's just fixing it so it looks a little better, but it will just sit on its own, which is really nice. And you can add a grab handle. Up here.
So I get asked a lot. Everybody says, "Well, your packs don't have grab handles." Since Chad's doing this video, I want to take a moment to explain the way I do the Alice pack mounts. These up here, if you mount your straps on correctly, that leaves these top of these two ladder locks here as a place to mount an Alice pack, or as a place to mount a grab handle. I used to offer a leather grab handle kit. I'm looking to get back into it, but you can make a paracord grab handle. I have made paracord grab handles and used Night Eyes S-beaners and hooked them in there.
Yeah.
You can put a grab handle on there. It's just if you mount your straps to leave those two, the top of that ladder lock open, then you can mount the grab handle right there and it works great. If you really wanted to, there's enough relief here that you could mount a grab handle through there if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean, this is designed to do exactly what I'm talking about if you just mount the straps to the bottom of the ladder lock and then mount your grab handle to the top.
So what do you get? Okay, let's sum this up here. Let me come around here.
Okay.
So what do you get with this pack? All right, let's be honest here. Is this for a backpacker who's going to travel 15, 20 miles a day? No, it's not designed for that. This is a woodsman's pack, a sportsman's pack. This is designed for somebody who's going to go fishing,
hunting,
do bushcraft type stuff, foraging,
wild edible foraging.
Yeah, anything like that.
Root collection.
And first off, you get the typical Opossum pouch soft goods adaptability. You can go frameless, you can go with a frame, and Alice frame is one of the most readily available frames. You can also use, if you're inclined, a plastic Philby frame, which
because it'll cross over with anything that'll mount on an Alice frame.
And you can carry all different kinds of tools and whatever else, or if you're not carrying tools, you can carry anything that will fit in this slip pocket or drop down through there. A fishing rod, you could stick a collapsible walking stick down there. If you have collapsible hiking poles, they will fit on either side of this. And generous, a huge, put all your things you want to get into during the day in here. A full canteen will fit inside here. Okay. An actual canteen will fit inside here. So it's super, super adaptable. And then you also got the typical Opossum pouch soft goods toggle system. If you rip this, at the very minimum, you could just tie it with a piece of cordage.
Well, the other thing is, what I get asked about the toggle system a lot. I want to address that. Toggle system was designed to take the buttonhole, the buckle, the strap, the Velcro, to take as much of that away from the pack and make the pack as serviceable in the field as possible.
Exactly.
You can call us up or go and check us out, and you can get a set of replacement toggle tabs. What this does is it puts the mount for the toggle on the outside of the pack on a system that attaches to the pack. It's not integral. So this mount, this toggle isn't sewn to the pack. So you're not putting stress on the pack itself when you use it, like you would a buckle or a strap or something else. The other thing is it puts the buttonhole on the outside of the pack that's replaceable. If you buy a shirt, what's the one that 9 out of 10 times, if you buy a really nice dress shirt or a really nice flannel shirt, one of the reasons you end up throwing it away is the buttonholes wallow out. They become worn out and it doesn't button well anymore. If these get worn out, you can get replacements off of us and sew them on yourself, or you can send the pack back, we'll sew them on.
Yeah, and it's cut, and like I've said in other videos, you can change the color of the paracord if you don't like it. This is brass toggles. These are wrought iron,
cast iron.
Yeah. The standard toggle is wooden.
Yeah, these are very, you can upgrade your toggles at any time too. That's the other reason. So you can whittle a toggle if it breaks. Literally in the field, you could whittle a toggle.
And like I said, if you had to, at the very least, you could just tie it shut.
You could take a piece of stick and put a lark's head around it.
Yeah.
And that's your toggle.
And so you're not limited to, if I break my buckle or if a strap breaks, I can't shut my pack.
Yeah, if you're carrying paracord, you can replace essentially the paracords of the strap.
Or any cordage.
These cord locks down here are a little adjuster. So let's say you really want to overfill this pack and put 2 tarps under the lid. You can just cut new paracord to a different length and put it in there to lengthen how much you can widen.
I've done that. Yeah. I have done that. I on my ironweed pack, I extended the paracord. So it's very adaptable.
Incidentally, the ironweed was the first pack these appeared on.
Yep. And that was one reason why I liked it. And very adaptable. Will carry almost anything you could think of, and you can't beat it. And by the way, the name of this is, I don't think we said that yet, but the name is the Appalachian.
Yeah, the Appalachian Woodsman. I called it in my video. I called it a different thing, and I'm going to have to correct that. But it's actually the Appalachian Woodsman Pack.
Yep, you can't beat this. So keep an eye out on Ruck Rabbit Outdoors. You're going to see this thing going through its paces. It will be
Chad's
beat
gonna
on.
take it out and beat it up.
Yeah, it will go. It will be traveling the Appalachian Mountains. It will be going on many trip, winter, all kinds of
I'm curious
seasons.
to see how it goes because I know how the one I sewed will do.
Oh, you're gonna see. Yeah, you're gonna see how mine will do. No, it shouldn't be any problem. It shouldn't be any problem because it's just a great piece. I had a good teacher, so thank you for taking the time. And
Listen, we had a great time. I think we had a great time. I don't know about you, but I loved it.
And I think,
and I'm very happy with the design. I really wanted to come up with a pack that brought some of these key features of all these old packs that I love together, and I think we got there. And to have gotten there in 48 hours, with minimal trips back to the drawing board to perfect it.
yeah, and I think it is because I knew what I wanted. You knew what you wanted, and not saying that this is designed specifically for me. This is designed for everybody, I think, that does this kind of stuff.
I think that's what really helps it, is it was a true collaboration. There were things I said to you that you really wanted to do at first, and I said, well, let's think about this, and you like, no, okay, I get it. Let's go with what you're saying. And there are things you wanted to do. I said, you know what? I like that. Let's we like the saw slips. Those are largely, I want to stress this, these are Chad's idea, right? Now, what I added to it was I put the relief, when we tailored them out, I put the relief in the axe handle slip, thinking that would help matters, and it surely did. But this is generally 95% Chad's idea. It wasn't mine. I was ready to go with pass-through pockets as much as I hate them because I hadn't thought of any other way to do it.
Yeah, and it just worked out. It was meant to be, and we'll see what it can do. And like I said, these are prototypes. Both these. So we're looking at maybe adding a little bit to this pocket, maybe shortening this lid up is what he said.
Yeah, we're going to probably shorten this lid a little bit. That's really too long for my taste. We're probably going to add about a 1/2 inch to this pocket to really relieve it for even the biggest bottles, and that's all we really need to do.
And it's not
probably going to be. There's too many grommets in the draw up on it. It's a little too. It's not sketchy. It draws up nicely, but I think it could draw up just as well with fewer grommets. And
so we're going to show you. I'm opening this with one hand.
The other thing is, with that many grommets, it really adds a lot. Like, I think I can save the customer $20, $25 a pack if I go with a little fewer grommets between the labor it takes and it not affecting how it draws up.
There you can see the pad. So you could put a piece of, if you don't like Alice pad, you can put a piece of foam or whatever inside there, and it will stiffen up quite nicely.
Incidentally, I want to touch on something since you have it open. This is how we resolved the fact that we were taking a Bergen and putting it on an Alice frame, because the Bergen's very narrow at the top, and the Alice frame is about double the width of the Bergen.
Yeah.
And we really wanted this pack to close up like the Bergen, but we had to figure out how to make it close like the Bergen while being on an Alice pack frame, and this is how we did it. And this is actually something I found in an old Romanian pack that we don't have here, but I remembered it from that pack, which is we took the grommets and put the last two grommets inside there, and then we made that a casing, and that actually keeps that from gathering, but it still lets it cinch up, so it pulls everything that way.
Here, go ahead and pull that up tight.
Yeah, so here you'll see, if I tamp his, you can actually get that tarp under the lid.
Yeah. That is the Scout tarp.
So if you see, it still lets the back close down on the load, even though the Alice pack frame is in it, just like the Bergen would, just by going with that pass-through method. Then when you add all the little pleats that it makes, pleating down and laying down, you put the pack over it. If I had time to just put a little more oomph in cinching that up, that lid would cover that whole opening.
It's crazy. It just all came together so well. So, what are you looking at right now? Now this isn't this isn't a dead. We're still working on that because this is still work in progress. roughly what is your estimate, and this is an estimate of what this will cost.
I think we're going to be.
I'm not holding you
I
to
think
this.
we're going to be in 290 territory.
Yeah.
I think that's where we'll be. I think we're still. I think we'll still be under 200
Yeah.
or under 300.
Yeah. Which you can't.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a pack with this many features for that price.
I'll tell you what. If you think you can get them to do it, call me up. I will send my pattern to Frost River or Duluth, and if they can make it for under 300, then you tell me, and I'll let them have the pattern. They can make it because I'm going to tell you they won't.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can get this pack for under $300, a pack of this quality, this size, this many features, for less than, I'd say if you get this pack for less than $400 from Duluth or Frost River, Frost River it'd probably be $450. Then you ought to just let them make it for you.
Yeah. So just so you know, these lines, that's just from us, the marks.
Yeah, this is wax canvas.
That will all disappear when
Here,
when you buy a pack from us or from you, not us. I'm not part of OPSG. I'm just the.
So if
I shouldn't have said us. I'm sorry about that.
no, that it's us, brother. You're officially OPSG family.
But you see, that will just you won't have that on there. These are just marks from us weighing out.
We always use the heat gun because the way we erase in the shop with the wax canvas is the heat gun.
So I just wanted you guys to know that. And you can see that G is just starting to disappear.
It's gone. Yeah. It's gone. That's how we erase in the shop.
Yeah.
Is a heat gun because the marks are just in the canvas.
Yeah, it's just from the wax.
Wax in the
but
canvas.
that will, through use, that will disappear when you buy one. That obviously
I'll tell
won't be
everybody
there.
asked that too. They were like, "Why do all the OPSG packs have all the lines on them?" Those are our mark out lines, so we can lay everything out and make the pack. One warm day on the trail, and they'll disappear.
Yeah, I know that my packs all that
If
went
you
away.
see them on our packs and it's too much for you and you can't buy it for that reason, I'll miss you as a customer, but I don't know how else to do it.
Yeah. Well, Frost River does the same thing. They heat them up.
Yeah, I'm not going to heat every pack before it goes out the door. That's one of the reasons why they have to charge $400 for a pack. I can charge $290 for.
So yeah, so there it is. Eventually coming soon, the Appalachian Woodsman or Appalachian Woodsman, however you want to say it.
I know where the edits are. The pattern is ready to go. Call me. You can order one tomorrow.
And this is basically 2 days of brainstorming, cutting out patterns.
Yeah,
and
2 or 3 times back to the drawing, brainstorming, patterning, 2 or 3 times back to the drawing board, 1 or 2 moments where we took a break to eat, and plenty of coffee making.
Yeah, plenty of coffee. The hardest part was the grommet system. That was the hardest part.
Right, so the thing would draw up right was really a chore.
So
It was bad.
Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy this when this comes out. And keep an eye out. You'll see this thing in all its glory in the woods where it belongs, in the mountains. And till next time, fair weather and safe journeys. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Chad.
It is you've flown away, my friend. I think on you today. I hope sometimes you sing my songs all on the sunset coast.